News about Logan Gilbert just came out a few minutes ago, and the good news is that it, at least for now, is not as bad as we thought it might be. We're going to flip on over here to this, where it has Daniel Kramer saying that Logan Gilbert has officially been placed on the 15-day injured list with a right elbow flexor strain. More news on Gilbert. He underwent an MRI today that revealed a mild flexor strain, classified as a grade 1. He will not throw for the next 2 weeks and be re-examined at that time to determine the next steps. So, a lot of different things to discuss with that, I think, with Logan Gilbert missing the next couple of weeks, right? It means he's probably going to miss at least, 3 starts? If he's not even throwing for the next 2 weeks, he's going to miss at least 3 starts, if not, 5 or 6, depending on just how he bounces back from this injury. We talked a little bit about it on stream yesterday, but it feels like it has to be Logan Evans that gets called up here. Again, the good news is that Logan did not tear his UCL. At least the UCL is intact. And so that means that he doesn't need to undergo Tommy John surgery. If he ends up only missing, 4 or 5 starts, I think that's probably best case scenario for what it could have possibly been last night when we were talking about this. With that being said, what do the Mariners do in the interim? Is it Logan Evans? Do they go to Jonathan Diaz? Because we still don't have a date on the return of George Kirby. George Kirby hasn't even started his rehab his rehab starts yet. And because he hasn't started any of those rehab games yet, the Mariners are going to have Emerson Hancock still in this rotation, meaning that it's got to be Logan Evans, right, that gets called up at least in the interim. Now, the move that was made today was, of course, the DFA of Casey Lawrence, moving Logan Gilbert to the injured list, and then they brought up Taylor Saucedo. Obviously, they don't need to worry about, that starter position yet. They have a little bit, at least 5 days, if they decide to not use the off day as a way to reslot their rotation, which they very well might do. I would assume it's Logan Evans, but if the Mariners were to go out there and make a move, we talked about potentially Andrew Heaney or Zach Littell or guys like that, or Eric Fetty was the third one we talked about. All 3 of those guys are options that are on 1-year deals. They're guys that are not making a ton of money. They're making, I think the most is $7.5 million. I think that was Fetty, but I could be wrong there. Those 3, they're not the best, but they're going to be able to eat innings for you, and that's what you need. They're going to be more dependable than a Jonathan Diaz or, again, Casey Lawrence going out there and starting. That's a potential move that you make for the rest of the year if you don't think Logan Evans is ready. If you don't think or you don't want to bring Logan Evans up, then that's the kind of move that you go out there and make, because you're going to need somebody to eat another, 170 innings that Logan is going to miss or something along those lines. And you can't tax your bullpen every single 5th day. They already do that. They already chance that enough when Emerson Hancock takes the mound. And so not having Logan Gilbert, the workhorse of your staff, the ace of your staff, for the next, however long it could be, is a big problem. Now, if it's best case scenario and Logan only misses 4 or 5 starts, I'm completely fine with Logan Evans taking that spot, giving him the opportunity to see what he's got. He's been in AAA. He has a 3.86 ERA in AAA, I believe. I think he starts today that we're recording this for Tacoma. But in the process, if we find out as he goes through, in 2 weeks' time, when Logan Gilbert gets back on the mound or throws a little bit, if we find out that, hey, we're going to have to shut him down for a little bit longer, because George Kirby, his rehab process, his injury time has been a lot longer than I think any of us thought it was going to be. If that happens to also be the case with Logan Gilbert, you probably need to go out there and get somebody, unless you are 100% confident that Logan Evans is the guy and he's going to give you just as dependable of innings as guys like Andrew Heaney, Eric Fetty, and Zach Littell. Those 3 specifically are on teams that the Pirates, the Cardinals, and the Rays that I don't think are going to be contending, that are having relatively okay years, so I wouldn't be shocked if they were willing to trade off some of their 1-year rental guys. If you feel like Logan Evans can be just as good as those guys, then you don't make a move. You don't. Assuming that Logan Gilbert is out longer than, 4 or 5 starts. If you don't think that Logan Evans can come up and replace Logan Gilbert and be better than those three, I think you got to go out and make a move of some kind. People will say Spencer Turnbull. I know that he is a free agent right now. The hard part with that is that Spencer Turnbull hasn't been built up or anything. He hasn't been in game action because he's a free agent still. I don't think that you can go out there and get Spencer Turnbull and expect to plug him into the rotation right away. I think you would have to go out there and get somebody who's already been throwing, who's already been on either was DFA'd by a team or what have you, if you are worried about Evans and you don't want to go get one of those three guys I mentioned. So in the end, okay news, not great news, but okay news about Logan Gilbert. It's just a mild grade 1 flexor strain for him, which is a good thing. He didn't tear his UCL. That's the biggest thing. And yeah, I think that if you guys want to hear a little bit more about kind of our reaction when this first happened, I'll have that video on the screen now. But for now, I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.